You're watching Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. I am Harrison Graham. Coming up on today's show, we're going to do a little Dallas Mavericks NBA mock draft roundup. Several publications since the draft lottery and over the past week or two have unveiled mock drafts. So we're going to take a look at who is the popular pick or picks for the Dallas Mavericks with that number 10 selection. Three players that we're focusing on today, as several different publications landed on one of these three guys for Dallas. We start with Gradey Dick, the forward out of Kansas. Yahoo, CBS, and Bleacher Report ended up with the Kansas Jayhawk, and I'd be excited with this pick. He's probably not as win-now defender ready, but he's a guy who can score at all three levels. Got better throughout the season, 14 points per game as a freshman, 44% from the field. He's a plug-and-play three-point shooter in the NBA. Something I really like and what I saw out of Gradey Dick throughout last college basketball season and is about midway through the year, kind of mid-conference play, he started to trust his handle more and drive to the basket, which is something that I thought he could have done earlier. But again, you're talking about a freshman here, but he certainly grew in confidence and his level of play improved as well. I think he brings those intangibles right away to the table. I actually like him a little bit more than Christian Brown, who came out last year out of Kansas, who had a decent rookie year for the Denver Nuggets. I think Gradey Dick can have a slightly bigger impact as a rookie, as they are similar players. Here's Kevin O'Connor and what he had to say about the Kansas forward here. He says, flawless shooting release with no wasted movement. You love that. He can hit any type of shot, whether it's transition sprints that require him to stop dead in his tracks or handoffs in which he must turn and balance himself midair. He's in constant motion off the ball, making him the type of player who requires constant defensive attention. Interesting comparison here. Bojan Bogdanovic there. Kevin O'Connor ranks him as his 12th overall ranked player, and I don't know if he's quite the creator as Bojan, but I do think he might be, at least like at this point in his development, better catch and shoot guy than Bogdanovic, right? At least when Bogdanovic first entered the NBA. Yeah, it's an exciting thing. I don't think he's going to post up like Bojan does, at least not to that level, but I would love him with the 10th pick. I watched him a lot this year. Living down in Big 12 country, and I thought he had a great year, and I think he can contribute for a team right away. Do you want the D? A little edgy here. Type D for Gradey Dick. You do want him. Type ND for no Gradey Dick. Chime in below. Shout out producer Coop for ruffling the feathers here with this question. D for Dick, ND for no Dick. All right, subscribe to the channel. Join the family here at Mavericks Today. I told you guys, once we get to 22,000 subscribers, I will chug a beer here on the show. So if you want to see that, hit that subscribe button. And as soon as we hit 22K, next show, boom, I'm chugging a beer to start the episode. So hit that subscribe button, and let's make it happen here on Mavericks Today. Okay, next up, SB Nation. They went with Anthony Black, the guard out of Arkansas. Producer Roley actually filling in today. This is one of his boys. He's a big Anthony Black guy, and I like him as well. Now, he's a little bit more raw as a scorer, needs to improve as a shooter, but he can handle the rock. He can play the 1 and the 2. I think he could be a guy that could handle some backup point duties as a rookie. 13 points per game, 5 rebounds. Needs to improve as a distributor, I would say. But he's got some big-time upside. There's no doubt about that. Here's Kevin O'Connor once again from The Ringer on Anthony Black. He says he's a selfless playmaker who can whip the ball up court in transition and sees plays develop early in the half court, much like Lonzo Ball. That's an interesting comp. He can serve as a connector. He tends to make the smart play, creating easy shots for teammates, often using touch passes or swing passes to open shooters. Also, what's nice about Anthony Black, excellent defender, arguably the best wing defender in the draft. And you think about that defense with that passing ability, the transition game for this team with him and Luka throwing wild passes. That could be a lot of fun. We already mentioned the NBA comp here, Lonzo Ball, which, hey, if you got Lonzo Ball, or someone with similar caliber with the number 10 overall pick, that would be fantastic. Now, O'Connor's higher on Anthony Black, number 6 overall player. So if you're sitting with the 10th pick, he might not get there. You may have to move up a spot or two if you really do like him. I'll be very curious. I hope the Mavs, I know they've been connected to trading this pick, but they really need to do their due diligence because I think there's good players in this draft. And I would have no problem keeping the pick and drafting one of these guys. Now, would you draft Anthony Black? Type Y for yes, or you can type in for no. I would. If he falls to 10, I think it's a no-brainer. Would I move up for him? Maybe, maybe not. Depends on what that package would look like, but I am a big fan of his game. Before we get to the third player in our mock draft roundup, BetUS, place to go bet on NBA playoff games. The Celtics staved off elimination last night, so Game 5 is tomorrow. If you want to go bet on that one, point spread, over-unders, money line, player props, go check it out, chatsports.com/MFFL to get your account started, but use promo code MFFL, get you a 125% deposit bonus. What that means is if you deposit $100, they'll give you an additional $125 in free play to give you some extra cheddar to bet on. Chatsports.com/MFFL. Get started right now. All right, the final name is one that's been linked to Dallas a lot. Taylor Hendricks, the forward wing out of Central Florida. Sports Illustrated, USA Today, and ESPN mocked him to Dallas. And I would say out of all mock drafts I've seen over the last month or two, when getting this pick was realistic, he has been the most common player that I've seen to Dallas. And I think it's because he's arguably the best two-way player in the draft. I mentioned Anthony Black might be the best defender. Hendricks is close, though, and he's more advanced offensively, at least as a scorer. 15 points per game, 7 rebounds, blocks almost 2 shots per game, which for kind of a 3-4 hybrid, you like to see that. 39.4% from 3 as well. Real big fan of that part of his game. Kevin O'Connor had this to say, saying that the Mavs are by far the NBA's biggest disappointment. That's true. Especially just 1 year removed from making the conference finals after losing Jalen Brunson for nothing, then trading core pieces from last year's playoff team for Kyrie Irving. This team is in a worse place now with terrible defense and an unimaginative offense. Shout out Jason Kidd for that one. Moving up in the lottery could be the key to bolstering the roster, but if they stay put and keep this pick, then drafting someone who can aid their defense is the priority. Hendricks can come in right away, provide a versatility that no one else on the roster does. Comparison here for Hendricks is Jeremy Grant, and look, again, I really like Jeremy Grant. He's a guy that on winning teams has a big impact. He can shoot the three, he can defend, put the ball on the deck just enough. If Hendricks can work on that part of his game, I think he's got a chance to be a starting level wing in this NBA. O'Connor's got him as his number 7 overall player. We'll see how the pre-draft process continues to unravel for him. But look, you look at all 3 of these guys, I'd be pleased with any of them at number 10. A couple of them I'd consider moving up a spot or 2. So pick one to draft. If you could pick any of these 3, who would you go take? Type GD for Gradey Dick, AB for Anthony Black, or TH for Taylor Hendricks. Pick one to draft down in the comments below. That's going to do it for today's episode of Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. Want to work in some draft content, so if you do want to see more draft content, subscribe and let me know if that's what you want to see. If you're not interested in the draft, well, we'll have some free agency and trade rumors as well, so be on the lookout for that. My name is Harrison Graham. We'll see you next time here on the channel.